Come on, Soda Pop, let's go.
Good evening, City Council and Mr. Mayor. Rich McCors from Sioux Falls. This evening, my goal is not to point a finger at the City Council or say you have done nothing wrong. My emotion and passion may get the best of me, but my intention this evening is not to criticize, but to try and uplift our thinking. About 12 years ago, I was at college at the University of Sioux Falls, sitting in my dorm room on a Saturday night, studying math and watching reruns of City Council meetings. I know that's a problem, but that's a different issue. As I was watching the City Council that evening, a young girl stood up to the podium, got in front and said to the City Council multiple times, "You have to do something, you have to do something." It really grabbed my attention as I listened to this young girl talk. She shared the story of how she picked up a young elementary-age boy by the prison who didn't have shoes and smelt like urine. Who would have thought that that one City Council meeting would change my life forever? It set me on a path of entering into a new career field and trying to pursue a ministry and a service to alleviating poverty in our city. And I didn't know the reality of the problem until I got more involved. About 4 years ago, I was heavily involved with the Sioux Falls Furniture Mission, delivering furniture in Sioux Falls. Saturday morning, we dropped off some furniture, left it there. The odd thing this time, there was no parents home, just young children, all under the age 10, alone. I left not feeling so well, and I decided to return a couple of days later, take a chance. So I took a couple of bags of groceries with me and returned to that home. When I returned, the mother was home, and we tried to have a conversation. She didn't speak very good English. As we talked, it became evident that there were serious struggles in this family. I was trying to be gentle and listen to her, and I kept trying to understand, what is your job? What is your job? After much conversation, the only word she could really make out at the end is, sell myself. Sell myself. Prostitution. My first thought was, how dirty? How could someone do this? But then I had kids, and I realized I would do the exact same thing if I had to put food on the table for my kids. Fast forward 2 weeks ago, I've been going door to door in a neighborhood where our church is moving into, down by the old Horner lumber yard, kind of a rough neighborhood area. As I visited homes, I came upon a door. A young boy came to the door, 8 years old. I said, "Mom and Dad home?" "No Mom and Dad home." A little 3 or 4-year-old came kind of waddling out behind him. I left the gift that I had brought that evening, came back 2 days later, and the mom was home. We started to converse, and I almost started to have nightmares of the same vision as before. As we conversed, she said she's a delivery person. I thought to myself, pizza delivery. What else do you deliver? We tried to talk further, and I realized she doesn't have a driver's license. How do you deliver pizza? Ends up, she's not delivering pizza. She's delivering drugs on foot. In non-politically correct terms, she's a drug mule. We have an overwhelmingly generous city, as evidenced by the strength of the annual United Way campaign, numerous service agencies in town, and the strong support for youth supports. However, we've got a serious problem. We're basically putting a Band-Aid on a bulging wound. I look at it this way. Our basement is flooding. We're calling all of our neighbors over. The neighbors are showing up and helping, but nobody seems to be looking at the window well where the water is coming in. This evening, I would ask that the City Council take action at some point in the near future to stop being on the defensive in the prevent mode, because our prevent mode is basically preventing nothing. It's time for us to go on the offensive. I would ask that the Sioux Falls City Council consider establishing a task force, a high-priority task force, with it to develop a strategic plan to eradicate poverty in the city of Sioux Falls over the next 15 years. I would recommend a 4-prong approach: business, nonprofit, city, and county. Each entity puts in $25,000 to develop a strategic plan over the next year. Sioux Falls Tomorrow has laid out some fabulous goals and has laid out some great items for us to pursue. The community development staff has done a great job of putting together action plans around affordable housing with a great amount of information. Mayor Munson's task force in 2004 laid a great foundation to fight homelessness, and some great things have come from it. But yet, enough still has not been done. I'm not here to convince you tonight that we have a problem. I would hope that you are already aware that we have a problem. Just visit with your local county and school officials. There's too much at stake for us not to put our best and our brightest together in the same room. And I don't make this next comment as a criticism at all. I look at the Event Center as a great asset to our city. We tackled something and we got it done. I would say we got it done because we put our best and our brightest in the room, and we had a group that was at the forefront reporting to the city council. I'm asking that we do the same for a strategic plan to eradicate poverty in our city. There's too much opportunity to capture. This is the greatest economic development opportunity for our city today. Eradicate poverty and the dollars will flow in. It's just not a humanitarian effort. Our pocketbooks will benefit as well, and that should get your attention. There are kids in our city tonight who will know no different unless we go on the offensive. Tonight, between Cliff Avenue and Minnesota, and somewhere between 17th Street and Russell, drugs are being delivered on foot. 2 young boys wait at home, not watching an iPad like my daughter tonight, but sitting at home, waiting for their mom to return. Mr. Mayor and City Council, I don't point the finger at you. I point the finger at you and I and the rest of our city. And I ask that we would join together and put our best and brightest together. Let's do the unthinkable. Let's dream big. Let's eradicate poverty in the city of Sioux Falls. I thank you for your time, and I look forward to further conversation.
Thank you, Rich. Very good job. Folks, would anybody else want to engage the council? Well, thank you all. It was great testimony. We appreciate it, and I know the council appreciates it as well.
Come on, Soda Pop, let's go. Come on.